Okay, so now that we have our little text view in there and we have our recycler view in here, we need to go and build the little layout file that will populate each one of our recycler view items. So to do this, we're just going to go add a new layout resource file. So we're going to right click on res and we're going to look for new resource layout file or Android resource file. And we're going to call this Five-day forecast items. And it should be in the layout folder. And it also needs to have a root element, and we can change it to linear layout right here. So we can say this needs to be linear layout, and we can say okay. And if you look, it will create a little guy here, and it will be completely empty. So we can go into the text view. Whoops, that's not where we want it to be. And I also have misspelled items, so let's just go and fix that. So let's just refactor and to rename it. And we're just going to change it into items and refactor that. Okay, that's much better. So now we would like to create our little space. You'll see we start off with a linear layout, and we just have to make sure that we have an orientation here. It will throw an error, and the orientation is vertical. So instead of now rebuilding this whole look and feel of the app, we're just going to go steal the card view. From our current weather, and we're just going to scroll all the way down. It's going to take a little while until we find the end of that card view, and we'll delete out what we don't want and just keep what we want. We're almost there. I have no idea why this is scrolling so slowly, and I'm too afraid to mess with it. Okay. There we go. We've got that. And we're just going to stick that into our linear layout. And we're just going to keep what we want. So we're going to get a nasty error here, which you shouldn't freak out about. And it's going to make these card views red. And it's because we don't have the XML namespace. So we have the XML namespace for Res Auto up there so that we can use Android. Okay, so you see the XML namespace for Android here. And then we use all the Android little guys here. I didn't copy over the card view one here from current weather. So if we go all the way back up, you will see that he's right over there. That's an XML namespace, and we're going to copy it into the right space. Or let's just keep it nice and tidy and stick them up there. And that should resolve all the errors we have in our UI now. But now if we go look at this, this is not what we want. We really only want the temperature and the sunrise and the sunset and the low. Yeah, that's what we want. Okay, so we do not want all of these. Actually, what we want is to just edit this a little bit. So let's go change it so that we only have an image view for the current weather or for the weather for the day, the temperature, the city on top. And I think that's all that we want. So let's just go fiddle with this guy. So we can go and keep the card view, and we can keep the linear layout. And we want an image view, but we don't want this source. So we're just going to change this to at the IC launch around. And we want a text view, and we want to give it the ID. A 5-day temperature, and we want this guy bigger than that's in our custom view text. So we're just going to override that, and we're going to say text size, and we're going to set that to say 30 dp. Okay, so let's go see how this is looking. All right, that's nice and big now. And we don't want a lot of the other stuff here. So for instance, we don't want and let's just collapse them so that they are easier to delete. Don't want these guys, we don't need them. I'm just trying to remember what should be in there and what I've forgotten about. Yeah, so I think we're going to just have the little linear layout that we need. Okay, so which means we also need this one. Okay, perfect. And then these ones here we can drop. Then we've broken something. Okay, there we go. We actually do not want to see this right now. Okay. So there we go. It will show us our image, and we have 5 kilometers per hour in there right now, which is not what we really want. And I think we need another text view in here. So let's go back in here and right underneath. So we have our linear layout, our image view, and our text view. And I think right underneath that text view, which means we have to come out of this linear layout, which is horizontal, into this linear layout. And we want to add a text view. We're going to say wrap content. We're going to say Android ID. Five-day description, as if it's rainy or any of those. Good, and we'd also like this guy to have the same style. So we're going to say Android text appearance is at style my custom text with text, and we'd also like them to be centered. So we're going to say Android layout gravity is center. Okay, there we go. That is what's going to appear for every one of these weather items here. We might fiddle with it some more as we go along. So there is our UI sorted out nicely for us. If we're just going to go look back in text, we basically start with a horizontal linear layout. We pop a card view in there. Inside the card view, we make a vertical linear layout, which lists a horizontal linear layout so that we can have these guys next to each other. And just outside of that, we make our last text view, which is inside this linear layout up here, so that we can actually have things appear underneath each other. So this obviously is the root guy, which contains everything. And you will see that this is card view. And inside the card view is our first linear layout. And that linear layout is set to vertical. So it stacks items underneath each other. And inside that linear layout, we have a horizontal linear layout which stacks items next to each other. So here is the text view for description underneath, because it's inside that linear layout. And inside this linear layout, we have the image view for the weather, and we have the image view for the actual temperature, which appear next to each other. Just got to give this guy an ID. we're going to say Android ID, and we're going to say as ID image 5-day weather. So there we are. Now that our layout is done, we can move on and we can go do the remainder of our code. So I'm going to end this video here.